what happened to Building 7, which was not only not next to the Twin Towers, which are hit by airplanes, but had a building in between itself and those buildings, collapsed that afternoon for reasons that no one has been able to explain since. You're not a lunatic for asking. There's no plausible explanation for how that building collapsed.
There is. So first of all, it wasn't in the 9/11 Commission because of what you just said. You just said it was not next to the Twin Towers and it wasn't hit by an airplane. It wasn't part of the terrorist attack. It was collateral damage. And the reason that building collapsed, if you did any kind of research and ever, you would know that because of the fires spewing out from those two massive buildings collapsing, other buildings caught fire. Building 7 also caught fire. And I know the whole, steel beams don't melt and all that. They don't melt, but they do get weakened. And then when you have 40 million tons of shit piled on top of it, then they collapse.
So let's talk
That's
about
not
that.
even mentioned.
Well, let's talk about that for a moment, because it's one of the many things that have raged since. If you look into the investigation into Tower 7, the findings of the investigation into it were that the North Tower, when it came down, had set off a load of fires in Building 7. And it was a steel structure and shouldn't have gone down, but it did. These fires.
He looks like he has never seen this or heard this in his life.
I've burned all afternoon, and I think it was about 5 o'clock in the afternoon or something. The tower eventually gave way to the welter of fires raging inside it. Yeah, and it was the only time that had happened to a structure that was built in that way. However, there has been another tower very similar to that in structure, which has since gone down in Tehran. So it's no longer the only one. In other words, there is another example of a tower like that collapsing. So when it comes to this
Tucker didn't know
the
that.
specific theory about that, what is the alternative explanation? I mean, if you're examining another theory other than the one that the investigation concluded was simply that the North Tower came down, fires were set off in Tower 7, and then it eventually collapsed, what is the other theory which we should give more credence?
I don't know. I don't know that the onus is on me or anyone who seeks the truth about what happened to come up with an alternative theory. The onus is on federal authorities to explain why, for example, they never investigated it.
Because there was nothing to investigate. And yes, the onus is on you, you fucking moron. You're the one saying that everything else is made up. You supposedly did a whole bunch of research to make an entire documentary about it. And I can tell by the way your dumbass looks, you've never heard of the actual explanations for what happened. Tucker Carlson, you are a fucking moron. You're supposed to be a journalist. You're not just supposed to ask questions. You are supposed to come up with answers. And why doesn't the U.S. government answer every stupid fucking conspiracy theory that morons like you push? Because they don't have the time to do it. There are millions of idiots just like you making up bullshit and shoveling that shit to other stupid fucking idiots in this world. Tucker Carlson, you are a worthless human being. Watch it, like it, follow it.